The Braves moved to 4-2 on the young season with the 5-1 win Wednesday over the A's. Chris Sale pitched through sickness, still got through 6 innings, allowing the 1 earned run, the 1 hit, which was the home run, and got the W. Hello and welcome to the 227th edition of ATL Prime Sports. I'm JJ Jurjevich. Joining me this evening is Wayne Reidenauer, and you can catch us all at ATL Prime Sports across the board. Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, Apple and Spotify. And if you like the content, throw a ball over to that like button, smash that like button, ding that bell so you get notified when our latest content drops, because we do this for free and we do this for fun. You can follow us personally on X at JJ Get You One for myself, at RWY Jr. for Wayne, at Quarter Todd for TC Todd Quarter, who is umpiring baseball this evening, and at LG for Real Though, who is doing his Rome Emperor's PA voice this evening for their first game of the season. Wayne, how you doing tonight, buddy?
And I'm doing pretty good over here. Just been catching up on yard work. But I wanted to remind all the viewers that next week, the week after Easter, we will be taking a break. And so, don't look for us that week. There's a chance we might do an X Spaces or something like that. So make sure that you're following us over on X so that you can catch those when they come, because sometimes those aren't planned. How about yourself, JJ?
I am doing admirable. Yes, happy Easter to all of our viewers and listeners, but I am not doing as admirable as the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have won 13 straight home games. They've won 16 out of 18, and this run has propelled them into the playoff picture, currently hanging on to the 5th seed at 43-33 on the season. This run has NBA analysts saying this team could be the dark horse for the NBA playoffs. What's on tap for today's show? We're going around the MLB, giving you our annual predictions, division winners and wild card winners, and of course, we'll tell you who's cutting down the nets in Indianapolis. Let's first pitch this topic with Major League Baseball being underway. The Braves are off to a better start than their 2025 campaign, Wayne. 400% better, but who's counting?
Right.
Let's go over our yearly MLB predictions, division champions, and 3 wild cards. Let's go. Let's start with the NL East. No Larry picks this evening. Oh, actually, we just got Larry's picks in.
Right.
So hot off the press, we'll get Larry's picks as he is doing his job at Rome. He sends us this right now. That's how committed he is to ATL Prime Sports. So let's go over our division winners for the evening, for the year. It's set in stone. This is how it's going to go down. So don't even worry about placing any other bets. Just do what we're doing here. Everyone will be right. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Obviously not. But let's have some fun here, Wayne. Let's start with the NL East. We are in Atlanta. This is ATL Prime Sports, and we do talk about the Braves quite often. I do have the Braves in the postseason, but not where they usually fall as division champions. I currently crowning your NL East champions to be the Philadelphia Phillies, as is Larry Garner. And Wayne, you had an interesting take. You're taking the Mets, I saw. Tell us why you're taking the Mets. Is it the fact that they spent all the money, no more Pete Alonso, and they're going to start playing a little bit more small ball? What you got?
Well, I think it's based mostly on momentum from last year. I know that they came really close to getting that division championship last year, and I think the whole organization and maybe even the parts of New York City that still pull for the Mets have something to get excited about, and I think that's going to help them out.
I like it. So Phillies for me, Mets for you, Phillies for Larry, and honestly, this was a shocker to me, but TC is taking the Mets, who always calls them the Mutts and the accident always waiting to happen. So he's taking the Mets. We all like to see that, and the fact that the Mets, again, have a lot of talent. They spent a lot of money. They lost their closer to the Dodgers, but they've revamped that roster. They still have a lot of talent, and I still think that they're one of the top teams in the National League. That's why I got them in the postseason as well, but I don't have them winning again. I got the Phillies. I like the front end of that rotation when Wheeler gets healthy. I like the fact that they have a back end of the rotation with Aaron Nola. Then they got Sanchez and Walker mixing in. I think they have a really good rotation. They got a pretty good lineup. We always remember Bryce Harper's still there. You have Schwarber still there. And you still got Bryson Stott, Alex Baum. They just got a pretty good lineup from top to bottom. So I still like the Phillies, their veteran presence, and that front-end pitching to overcome the NL East. Let's go from the NL East to the NL Central. Wayne, why don't you tee us off there, buddy?
Well, I'm going to pick like I normally pick, and for some reason I can't stop picking them. But I'm picking St. Louis again. It's just seems like a solid pick every year, and so I'm going to go ahead and tag them up again, man.
I'm taking the Chicago Cubs. I like what they did, adding Alex Bregman at the hot corner, Nico Horner at second base, Michael Busch at first, Carson Kelly looking like he's going to stick with that catching position, Boyd, Shohei Imanga, Horton, Cabrera. They got a pretty good pitching staff. And again, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson to settle around the front of that lineup. I just think they're one of the best lineups in the NL Central. So I got the Cubs overcoming the Brewers in that division. Larry has the Cubs as well, which is shocking to me. I thought everybody would be picking the Brew Crew as well, but a lot of people are on the PCA, the Pete Crow Armstrong train, and I really like watching them play. But I do think the addition of Bregman gets them over the hump in the NL Central. Todd is going with, surprise, surprise, the Milwaukee Brewers. He's going with Yelich and company, and that awesome lineup they have in the NL Central. The West, I think everybody's going to go with the Dodgers. Wayne, are you going with the Dodgers? I think that's pretty much
nope.
the way to go.
I'm going San Francisco Giants.
Oh, you're going with the Giants. So
Yep.
Bless your heart. Well, so he's going Giants. I'm going Dodgers. Larry's going Dodgers. Not going to spend a whole lot of time with this. They added Kyle Tucker. They got everybody else there. Still got Freeman. Still got Muncy. Still got Shohei Ohtani pitching this year as well. Still got a pretty good line. I mentioned Diaz. He comes over from the Mets. Got the trumpets and everything. They spent a lot of money. I don't think it's really going to be very hard for them to win that division yet again. So you're going with the Giants, which is a surprise. And give me one reason. You like the Tennessee manager coming over?
Well, that a little bit, but it's just always been my go-to National League West pick because I'm not much of a fan of the National League, and I certainly I don't know. I just have it against the Dodgers. And so the San Francisco Giants seem to be the best alternative pick for that division.
I love it. I love it. So there it goes for Todd's wild cards. We'll go ahead and knock him out. He has the Cubs, Phillies, and the Padres in the National League. For Larry, he's got the Braves, the Mets, and the Brew Crew. For me, I'm going the Braves, the Brewers, and the Mets.
All right.
Wayne, what you got? You going with the Dodgers as one of your wild card teams?
No.
You got the Dodgers missing the playoffs.
Yeah, I've got – sorry about that, West Coast folks, but that's the way it is.
I love it.
Anyway, I'm taking the Braves, the Reds, and the Rockies.
Braves, Reds, and the Rockies.
Right.
I love the Rockies pick. I don't see it happening. Very, very long shot roster there, but I love the Braves. The Reds are a good pick. Ellie De La Cruz and company. Very, very good young pitching staff with Abbott. They got McClain in there in the infield. It's Stevenson behind the plate. They're going to be pretty good. I don't mind that Reds pick, Wayne. I don't mind the Braves pick. I would have gone the Dodgers instead of the Rockies to at least been there. But you know what? You never know. You got to play 162 for a reason.
Yeah.
So we already know Larry's. Larry's very similar to mine. Braves, Mets, Brewers. Actually, I think we went word for word pick for pick, Larry and I did. So there we have that. So let's go from the NL to the AL. In the AL East, I have the Yankees winning it all. I think Aaron Judge and company there is just going to be too much. They got a great pitching staff. Garrett Cole will come back shortly. And I just think the Yankees, with Jazz Chisholm included, they're going to steal some bases, and I think they'll be there. Now, Judge has started off the season fairly cold, but you expect that to bounce back. And I just like the Yankees in the AL East. Wayne, what say you?
Well, I'm going with Toronto, which is, I guess, the New York of the North.
No, that is not a bad pick at all.
And normally I don't like to pick Toronto, but I'm not going to pick against them this time.
I don't mind it. Vlad Guerrero Jr., They were within 1 out, 1 pitch, really, of beating the Dodgers and winning the World Championship last year. So I do not mind that pick whatsoever. The Mets took Bo Bichette away from you, so that's a lack of a weapon. It's one of the reasons why I got them in the wild card and not as divisional champions. But there's one of my picks. So, Wayne, you go Blue Jays. Todd also went with the Yankees. And Larry, let me go check my notes here. Larry went Yankees as well. So 3 Yankees and a Blue Jays. That's pretty much the consensus favorites across the board there. What you got for the Central, Wayne?
I'm going with the Detroit Tigers. I think they got a really
Todd's team.
Yeah, they got a good thing going there. I trust them in that division, even more so than Kansas City.
I like it. So you're going with the Tigers in the Central. Yep. Todd is going with, surprise, surprise, the Tigers in the Central. Larry's going with, surprise, surprise, the Tigers in the Central. And I am going with, surprise, surprise,
Minnesota,
the Detroit Tigers.
Okay,
and then
there you go.
In the American League Central. I just think the Tigers added Verlander, Struble. They got Parker Meadows, who's a big-time defensive glove in center field. He can hit when he gets the bat going around. They got Riley Green out there roaming the outfield, Carpenter as well. They're a really, really good team. I think this is the year the Tigers win the division. They made a run last year. They may even make a deeper one because Verlander, once he gets it going, once he gets into midseason form, Verlander is going to eat up innings and he'll be there at the end of the year. So we all like the Tigers. What about the AL West for you, Wayne?
Well, who do you think I'm going to pick in the AL West? I'm picking
it's going to be the Rangers, huh?
Right, it's going to be the Texas Rangers. They slipped a little bit today, but it's early in the season, and I think they've got the type of train that will not stop running in August.
I like it. Wyatt Langford, young talent. They got DeGrom out there. It's going to be real fun to see what the Rangers do, Wayne, because they are in a tough division. The Mariners are in that division, and it's going to be a real bloodbath down the stretch because the Mariners have pitching. They got Cal Raleigh there, but I like your Rangers pick. And for Todd in the West, let's see, go back. He's got the Mariners, as do I. I have the Mariners winning the AL West. And Larry, don't know if I mentioned it yet, he's also got the Mariners. So let's go wild card. We'll run those down. Wild card for Larry, he's taking the Orioles, the Cleveland Guardians, and the Kansas City Royals. For my wild card picks in the American League, let's see, I have the Royals, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays. What say you, Wayne? Who are your 3 wild cards?
I'm going Baltimore, Kansas City, and Houston.
O's, KC, and the Astros.
Right.
Not a bad pick for all those. Larry is taking, again, the Orioles, Guardians, Royals. Todd, I don't know if I mentioned those yet. He is taking the Red Sox, Blue Jays, and your Rangers as well. So that wraps up our MLB predictions. Whew. So we're all on record as to what's
Yeah.
going to happen. I'll circle back and I'll close it out with a Braves thought real
Okay.
quick. Again, I just going back to the NL East, history plays a lot into this. And you look at the back of the baseball card for the Atlanta Braves, I think they are due to have a healthy year and a great statistical year on offense. They've already started out scoring well above 3 or 4 runs a game so far. Pitching looks pretty good. So watch out for those Atlanta Braves. They're not very well thought of in the NL East because the Mets spent so much money and the Phillies are just the veteran presence. People forget the Braves know how to win too. So that wraps up our Major League Baseball talk. Let's go to our Final Four segment. The Final Four is set. Top 2 seeds, Michigan and Arizona, are 2 of the top 4 seeds made it. Michigan and Arizona. Then you have a 2 and a 3 seed in the UConn-Illinois matchup. Who cuts down the Nets in Indy? Wayne, who you got?
Man, I want to tell you something. Before I tell you who I think is going to win the whole thing, I cannot believe that UConn has made it there again. And I feel like either there's some strings being pulled or they're the luckiest dang people on the planet, because that last shot that they took against Duke was unbelievable. Of course, Duke shouldn't let it get that close. But
Duke
at this
should have
point,
thrown the ball in the air. Caitlin Clark
right.
talks about that a lot. With about
Yeah.
5-6 seconds left, toss the ball in the air towards the basket. The ball's in
Yeah.
play. Clock runs. She did it at Iowa a couple times to
Well,
close out some games.
There's all kind of technical things that the coach should have communicated, but as to why he did not, I don't know. You can't just do a lazy pass like that. The Larry Bird that's in every basketball player is just waiting for that to happen so they can steal the inbound and score.
So who
But
do you got cutting down the Nets, Wayne, out of the
I
last
guess
4 remaining?
I'm gonna have to stick with Michigan because I had them going to the Final Four in my pick. So if they can't get beat by Houston, I guess they can go ahead and win the whole deal.
I'm still going with Arizona.
Good
Andy
choice.
Katz has them power rated number 1 out of the final 4 teams. Good enough for me. No, I'm just kidding. I picked them pre-tournament.
Yeah.
I picked them over Florida because they were 2 of the best rebounding teams in the country. That's one of the reasons why I like Florida. So they can score well. They're a top 15 offense, top 5 or 6 offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency wise. But they average over 86 points a game. They've beaten all their opponents by at least 12 points in the postseason so far. They can dominate the interior with their depth. They have a lot of interior depth there that they can just run at Michigan. I think that's going to be the difference in the ballgame. They got a great front court. Again, they're the best rebounding team left in the tournament, and those second chance points are going to be huge in a game like this. But Michigan is a 1.5 point favorite in that game. Again, I'm still going with Arizona to chop the Nets down. But talking about the other game on the other side, I like Illinois over UConn. And you mentioned a lot of it. I think UConn has had basically 9 lives in this tournament, yeah. Wayne. They held off Michigan State, down by like 19 or 20 in that game. Yeah. Chiseled away, got back in it. And then the opposite in the Duke game. You know, they were down by 19 and chiseled their way back in it. So I think the trend of having that tough out is going to be tested yet again. And I just think, look, I'm Croatian. Illinois got 3 Croatians on their team.
There you go.
It'd be illegal if I didn't pick the Croatians. And I like Peja Stojakovic's son. I like that story on Illinois. I think that's really cool. He's one of the Croatians, by the way. But Illinois is a 1.5 point favorite in that game. So both games really close. Another crazy topic. As much as someone likes to say the Big Ten is so great at basketball, they have not won a championship since Michigan State in 2000. So, I don't know. A lot of SEC teams have won it since then, played in the Final Four since then. Yeah. So,
but I think there's only been one Big East team that's won it, though.
Yeah, it's just UConn. And, it's crazy. The Big Ten has had their chances since then. They've played in
Yeah.
that national title game 7 times, so they're 0-7 since that
Wow.
2000 Michigan State championship run. So doesn't seem that long ago, but 26 years is the last time the Big Ten has won a championship. No, I am just teasing, but for real, the Big Ten has struggled in this game as of late, the championship game that is. So should be extremely fun. You could have an all Big Ten championship. You could have no Big Ten championship. But I like the Illinois going for the Big Ten and not Michigan. I think Arizona is just too good with their front court, and I think they're due. History's due. So something's got to give. Either the Big Ten's going to win a championship or Arizona's going to win one, and that's where I'm stand. So I like Arizona cutting down the nets over the Fighting Illini. Wayne, any final thoughts on March Madness, buddy?
No, I of course I'm going to pick Illinois over UConn too, but you just never know with UConn. So yeah, but
You
after
never
that,
know. I mean,
no.
the coach could come headbutt the referee after a game-winning three-pointer. You know? No, I like Bob Hurley. I like Dan Hurley. I think he's a great coach. And anyway, I think it was a pretty lighthearted moment. I just think people get too caught up in physicality and masculinity. It was an emotional moment. Testosterone's flying around. People are going to react.
I will say this though.
Coach Hurley likes the referees, so they had a little moment.
Well, the thing that I thought was interesting is that they in these tournament games, because you're not playing on your home court, when these teams win, there's the storming of the court is a little bit different.
Right. Well, let's get to our final thoughts, Wayne. It's time for the final thought. What do you want to do? You, me, you.
Man, my final thought is this. If you can, while the weather is still nice and it's springtime and it's not the middle of summer, go out and see if you can catch a baseball game, whether it's a MLB game, Division II game, college game. The outside baseball at this time of year is great. It's just when it starts getting super hot outside is when you only want to go to night games, and then you have to deal with the traffic leaving the parking lot.
And you guys got you guys get the Redbirds in there, right?
Right. It was a very nice stadium downtown there. It's
St. Louis organization, AAA baseball. Great stuff. Well, my final thought is a hats off to Gary Woodland. Did this about a year ago when he came back from brain surgery. Now he's a winner at the Houston Open, and good for his 5th win on the PGA Tour, including that 2019 major. 30 months ago, Woodland had brain surgery, as I mentioned. 2 weeks ago, he revealed that he had been dealing with PTSD from that surgery. So you're dealing with a surgery in which he basically was on the deathbed because, you go down. And he just talks about how it was just dark times, PTSD. Now he's back in the winner's circle. You can't make up a better story than that. This should be the headline around the golf world, but it's overshadowed by another Tiger Woods car wreck. Gary, I'm sorry Tiger ruined your moment atop the golf world, my friend.
Man, I'm not going to give – I don't think we need to give Tiger any more time. He's had enough.
That's why I said this should be Gary's moment.
Right. Sure.
And unfortunately, it's being wrecked literally and figuratively by Tiger Woods. It's unfortunate. That is my final thought. Wayne, thanks for joining me tonight. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. We do this for free. We do this for fun. So if you do like this content, hustle on over to that like button, give it a click. Hit that notification button so you get notified when we drop our latest content. And like Wayne said, no show unless we do something live. So stay tuned to social medias next week, but no show planned. Happy Easter to every single one of you. And thank you for listening. For Wayne in Memphis, Larry in Adairsville, Todd in Woodstock, I'm JJ right here in Lilburn, Georgia. Get you one. We'll see you in a couple weeks.